Okay, these are, you're gonna have to think about them.
Okay. My thinker wore out some time back.
Okay. What is something you wish you knew sooner?
That I knew sooner.
Mm-hmm.
How to take care of myself, my body,
Why?
because it's old and feeble now, and I think about when I was young. And if I took better care of myself, I would have been in better shape now.
Okay. What was your home life like?
My what?
Your home life, like when you were younger?
Well, I had a good home life. We worked all the time. I stayed in the cornfields a lot, plowing the corn, working, getting up, feeding, stuff like that. Stayed busy and was happy.
And
You can talk to me, Mama.
he plowed a lot.
Okay.
He plowed everybody's garden in Hellam. When they moved to Hellam, they had a horse. And he stayed in the pasture up there and they had a barn. They built him a barn. And that horse stayed in the pasture, but when summertime come, it plowed. And Tommy was right behind it.
That's where I picked her up, went to plow her mama's garden one evening, she followed me home.
What situation changed your perspective on life?
Well, my health. I fell over with a heart attack. I had to wake up and see where I'd got to and what I was doing wrong.
What is your biggest regret?
Oh, I hadn't really got no bad regrets, really, as far as that I couldn't have done more for my children than I did, I guess. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
When did you realize you weren't a kid anymore?
It was a what?
When did you realize you weren't a kid anymore?
We don't think he ever was a kid.
When I was about 8, 9 years old.
Why? What happened?
I had to work like a man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the plowing come in.
I think this is the same thing as the first question. What would you go back and tell your younger self?
Tell my younger self. Well, watch out for yourself.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that don't let other people do you in.
Don't let other people lead you around, is what he means.
I'd always been a loner. I stayed by myself about all the time. I didn't have no buddies to run around with much. I didn't have no means to run around either, so I stayed at home.
What is your life devoted to?
Devoted to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was devoted to my family.
Well, this is kind of self-explanatory. What caused you to devote it to this?
I didn't understand you.
What caused you to devote your life to your family?
Still didn't understand you.
What caused you to devote your life to your family?
What caused you to devote your life to your family? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Because I am a family person, and I enjoy my family, and I love them, and I want to look after them.
Okay, this one's kind of weird. What coping strategies do you use?
What?
What coping strategies do you use? Like, whenever you're like mad or upset or sad, what do you do to like calm yourself down?
You better light it up so it's going out. I take a walk.
Okay. Who inspired you?
I guess my wife inspires me more than anybody else.
How does she inspire you?
By having a positive attitude about things.
Okay. What stepping stone has changed who you are?
My retirement.
How so?
I'm not obligated to anybody to get up and go to work and report and do what somebody else says. I can stay at home and do as I please.
What's your opinion on changes through the decades?
You have to speak up.
What's your opinion on changes through the decades?
Most of it's been good. The changes down through the decades, that's what you're talking about. About everything's been good so far, up to this year. And it looks like it's going downhill now.
Well, we had several times like that.
Yeah,
Eisenhower liked to wreck us. When he was in office, the hosier mill closed. Mama lost her job. Your mama lost her job.
yeah.
There's been several times like that. Like it is now, not hardly as bad, but
If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
get rid of Joe Biden. If there's one thing I could do, I'd get rid of COVID and it would never be here. I'm not answering the question.
I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Just
One
say,
thing,
Tommy,
one
whatever you
thing
wanna
in
say.
the world, that's
And the fuel stuff, it's gonna be awful.
I'd like to see things go back to like they were through the 80s, 90s, but they can't.
The 50s, the 60s.
We need
the
some
70s.
changes in their world leaders, and we need to change it for the better.
How have your siblings helped shape you?
How do they what?
Help shape you?
Help shape me?
Mm-hmm.
He had 5 before he was born, so.
Well, I had 7 sisters, and they helped shape me along the way there.
Dressed him like a girl.
I was the only boy, and they petted me when I can remember them petting me when I was a little fella, and dressed me up like a little girl and stuff.
Put him on makeup.
And I learned a lot from them just by being around them, and they taught me a lot.
And he loved them a lot.
What is the secret to a long-lasting marriage?
Give and take.
What do you mean by that?
If you're willing to raise hell, you have to take some.
Okay, I don't expect you to answer this one, but I was talking about it in class today. What is your deepest secret?
My deepest secret,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really got any deep secrets.
He says he tells everything he knows, so he don't have any secrets.
No, everything I know and done and whatever in my wife knows about it, so I don't have no secrets in that respect. I ain't never stole from anybody anything. Maybe a piece of candy or something down through life.
That's when he was little, though.
That's about it.
Okay. What is your perspective on fear?
I ain't afraid of nothing.
Okay. What is your perspective on greed?
On what?
Greed.
Greed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I don't like a greedy person or a real stingy person, 'cause they get to be greedy.
Okay. What is your perspective on aging?
So far, it's good. I'm 82-year-old. I don't know how much longer I'll make it, but it's been a good ride so far. I'm thankful for it.
Okay. What is your perspective on society?
Society's all got to where it copies California, Hollywood style. And I'm a country boy, so I don't go along with it that much.
Okay. What is your perspective on forgiveness?
Well, you have to forgive, and you have to ask for forgiveness. So if you do that, you balance out. If you forgive anybody and ask them to forgive you, if it's accepted, then you don't feel bad about yourself.
What is your meaning of life?
Work. Working at whatever you're working at, and do the best you can do and satisfy.
Do you think everybody needs a meaning of life?
Needs a what?
A meaning of life?
Yes, yes. If they didn't have some point in getting up and going and doing it, there's no point in living.
I think that's about it.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Just 13 minutes.
You ain't never had stupid answers, so I don't guess, have you?
No. You did good on them.